It's the same story everywhere.
Alrighty, guys, what is up? I hope everybody's having a good morning here so far. I know a lot of you guys are, that's for sure. Whoever's holding calls right now is going to be very, very happy this morning. Let's go, guys. Alex, Meatsack, Stuart, Ryan, David, Christian, Tank, Jason, Samuel, Evans, Veery, what's up? Today's a great day to have a great day. Let's do it, Veery. Let's have a good one. That SPY is on fire this morning. I know a lot of you guys already know what the deal is with that, but it is the jobs report that has really exploded the SPY here. So jobs growth actually went down. Jobs growth is falling. Unemployment is rising. People are like, well, why is that good for the market? The simple answer, rate cuts. It actually means rate cuts. Well, it just kind of pushes the data towards rate cuts coming a little bit sooner. So that's kind of the deal there with what we're seeing as of why the market is moving in the way that it is right now this morning. But at open, the SPY is opening all the way up above 510, actually opened right around 511. And let's see if we can get some good continuations to the upside here. We got Apple up a lot from their earnings as well. They're literally about to break the high of last night. They did break it, but they're sitting right around the 187 resistance. Of course, if you guys want book maps or anything, feel free to throw them in the chat, and I will take a look at them. Today's the day I'm supposed to get a new window. The earliest it could show up was 10:40, and then there's rain. Oh, shit. That's going to be wild, Xbox. You're going to get rain in your house. Or, I mean, your car that got broke into. Mason, what's up, man? Open my Snapchat this morning with caution, Mason. Open this one up with caution. I was waiting for you to open it. I was like, God damn it, he's not opening it today. The one time I try to do something funny. All right, we got Boeing popping off today above 180. What's up, Manny? Boeing still coming back up, guys. You better watch out with all the whistleblowers getting whacked out there. That was kind of a weird situation to hear about, wasn't it? I don't know. I'm definitely not going to talk too bad about the stock. I'll tell you, let's go. It's going up, so I love it. I'm saying nothing bad about this one. But yeah, the jobs data is the main reason why we're moving today. As we just talked about. We'll talk about it again in a little bit for people who join up a little bit late here, but I'm trying to decide if I should get this amp for my 115 or should I buy a better amp. I don't know, Xbox. I have no idea. I don't know anything about those. Yeah, Kevin, BA isn't too bad, honestly. Oh, now it is. It's volatile. It had that good candle, though, it opened. Going over to the watch list, we have SQ or Block with Apple. Those two are doing very well. Glad to see, glad to see. DraftKings did pretty good, too. They're not, like, up as much, I guess, percentage-wise as they could be. But we'll take the green, I guess. I really like their outlook. I kind of hope that the stock falls so I can add even more to it. Xbox said subwoofers are so awesome. Yeah, man, my Hellcat had dual subs, and then my Focus and my girlfriend's RAV4 have subs as well. I really enjoy them. Now, the Corvette doesn't have subs, but I don't know, the bass hits very hard. Whatever it is, they tried to make it as hard as they could without the subs. Go for quality. Let's go for quality options today. How about that? Catch me outside. Okay, looking at NVIDIA, $880 resistance. That's a pretty big one today. We got DJT falling back off. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? DJT back in the red. This stock is all over the place. I'm actually kind of sad, though. Neo is falling back off a little bit today. We got Baba falling off at open as well. So far today, the China stocks aren't as hot. Although, watch these dips. Sometimes they can have good moves off those dips. We'll definitely keep that on the radar. Man, what's been going on with like SoFi and Affirm lately? They've been having some pretty good movement in the short term. Like past couple days, especially Affirm. The hell? Why are they up so much this morning? I guess it's just with the jobs, but they really popped on it for some reason. Affirm. Maybe are more people gonna do buy now, pay later? Yeah, it does in Xbox. Yep. That's exactly why it's not in there. It sucks. But it's still a good sound system. I forgot what brand, but like Banger and Olfelson or something, or Bose. I don't know, something like that. I can't remember. Apple resistance. Let's see, AAPL. Looking at a firm sell back off. Apple. They had a good move up this morning. That resistance overhead around 186 to 187. There's pretty much a whole 1 point range there where it's fallen there a ton. Check out Hershey's HSY. Ooh. They moved up and then dipped. I haven't read into their earnings, but the move is pretty rough. They hit $200 and rejected. Right around that. Seum says Mara calls. M-A-R-A. Mara. It's pretty cool. Marathon Digital. Very nice here. 1720. That was a good breakout this morning. A lot of those breaks this morning were really good. Even the SPY. Broke an insane trend line that's been holding up a lot the past few days. And look at that. In after hours and pre-market, it was even holding right onto that all morning until that news finally got the prices to shift a little bit and get us up through there. It was a pretty good trend, though, from the past couple days. Good to see it break. Definitely gives me positive expectations out of this SPY here. The problem is it ran up so much. We're just kind of consolidating now so far. Might not have too much more left in the tank. There should be, though. Still some pretty insane movement, though, when you look at it. A lot of good green candles. I noticed TSM was pretty hot, of course. A lot of these chip stocks were doing okay this morning. Yeah, NVIDIA popped up like we talked about to 880. They are pulling back now, though. AMD is, too. I don't like to see that, though. Sold my Apple. Done for the day, Samuel said. Nice, yeah. It's probably good to be done for the day today. It's kind of a weird price action so far. I would like to see it be hotter. Not used to the open being so gentle. Yeah, gentle. That's a... I don't think I've heard that one in the stock market before. Definitely different than I'm used to. Not a bad way to say it, though. David said BTC USD pumping. Yeah, it is, actually. Bitcoin's not bad right here. You know? Out of everything so far this morning, Bitcoin's not too bad. How's Coin and Mara and Riot? Coin had those earnings. They're still just kind of iffy. Mara's popping off 4.69%. RIP, we got Riot. It's like a soft landing. Should have bought the Costco dip 2 days ago, Demir said. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? Yeah, you should have, Demir. You definitely should have. You know what? You're gonna make Greta upset.
How dare you!
Yeah, she's upset that you didn't buy those, man. No, I'm just kidding. Good movement, though. I bet today's candle could end up a lot better than what we're seeing right now. Look at how good some of these Green Day candles are. I would assume it does more than this today. Unless the whole market just turns over. Grab a drink real quick. Switching back to the SPY. All right, for anybody who joined up late today, we're going to go back over the jobs report once again this morning. So essentially, the big reason why the SPY is running, and I'm sure most people know, but I know some people joined up a little bit late today. The jobs report showed that jobs were actually contracting. The unemployment rate is rising. Jobs are contracting. Job growth is contracting. It's not beating expectations. It's not running higher than people thought. You know, it's actually falling, which is a bad sign for the economy. But remember that a bad sign with jobs and a bad economy is kind of what Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve want. That is exactly what they want. They've been trying to manipulate the market that way for a while, so it's good to see this. It's good to see it. Now, why? Rate cuts. That's the main thing. They'll actually start cutting sooner if the data keeps going in this direction. So that's a good sign there, and that's why the market really liked that news this morning. Plus, we had Apple running up from last night. Just added more fuel to the fire. Ended up being pretty awesome. Give me 1 second. 1 second, 1 second. All right, all right. EDU resistance, please. Is that what that says? Sometimes my YouTube, like, it cuts off right there. Let's see, EDU. New Oriental Education. What the? And Technology Group. I've never heard of this one, but okay. EDU. I like resistance here right around 8330 to 85. That's what I really like. It was on a day too where I took your word for it to go down to 700. Costco, let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's forming a pretty good base down here. Pretty choppy within this range. Very choppy. Tesla's strong, Jason said. No way. It's actually not bad, guys. Tesla's looking great today. I love the way it's looking off this dip. I talked about this one last night. Looking good off of the support. Coming back and holding 180 very well today. I actually really like the way Tesla's looking right now. Looks awesome. I love how on the daily it had these 3 days of consolidation and it's starting to come up off of that. I think there could be a pretty good move up and off of this area here. Gotta love it. Must be because earnings are coming up for Home Depot HD. Whoa. How's LOW today? They're both moving. Okay. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. NVIDIA. Gotta love that move, though. Happy Friday, Tom. I'm up 11% today. Hey, let's go. Love it, Harris. Let's go, man. Appreciate that. The $5 tip. Let's go. Let's go. That's going to pay for the Big Mac for lunch today. I love it. NVIDIA is actually breaking the highs here. Getting back above 881. Looking at the 1 minute. Sheesh. Starting to really break out in an insane way here. What does Zom look? What does it say? How does Zom looks? I love it. How does Zom look? Let's see. Zom's actually not looking too bad here. Looking at the daily chart. Seeing a lot of red. A lot of red candles here. Looking kind of rough, but it is getting near support. It doesn't have like a good base that's forming or anything right now. You would just have to be like blindly buying off support, praying that this is the bottom. I don't like it too much right now, OG, but like if you do see like a good base start to form or something over the next couple days, I think it could look a lot better here in the short term. A lot better. Go back to NVIDIA real quick. Extend my trend line out here. Go to a 15-minute. Yeah, this is a good move by NVIDIA, but now it's rejecting really hard. That's a major resistance, guys. Hoping someone in Discord try to get through the trade with that one. Hood call? CM's asking. Hood. Man, let's go. Hood calls. 2.5%, looking at 1820, 1830 as resistance. Yeah, I like it for calls here. I don't think it's too bad. It's not my favorite, but it does have that good pressure at the high of day. Hood just isn't my favorite stock to trade. I don't know why. It just never really has been. But it is very nice here. Looking awesome. Look at the big money buy into Robinhood down there. Holy shit. That was one of the craziest entries on a big money play. XLE kind of rough. Maybe a short, Randy said. Let's see. XLE. Kind of rough. Let's see. Select sector fund, energy. It is rough, but it's kind of right on support, just like Zom. You know, that's the thing. Zom's also right on support. A couple of these oil stocks are starting to bounce up a little bit here in the short term, although I'm definitely with you. It's looking a little bit rough in the short term, but I just don't necessarily love it for puts right now. It's not my favorite put setup. Like, you know, I feel like that we could find like a bunch of other better setups is all I'm saying. Not that I'm saying it's bad. It just... You never know with oil and energy. Let's go back to the SPY one more time. Well, not one more time. Just looking at it, breaking the high of day again. There it goes. 511.60. Having a pretty clear break coming through.
All right.
Beautiful, beautiful. Gotta love that. Man, looking great. Let me go back to a 1 minute. My trend line was off. There we go. Did you see that? My trend line was up here before. I'm telling you, I don't know why sometimes it does that. And if you just switch and come back, it fixes it. It's weird. I'm just trailing my call. Nice, Jane. Moving my stop up. Nice one. That's not a bad way to go. I do that sometimes. Zoom was looking pretty good at open, but fell right back off. It'll be okay, though. Just consolidating here up around the highs. Pretty good resistance there. I was hoping to play some golf this afternoon or tonight or something, but man, it's been so rainy here. I don't even know if I want to with how wet it's been. The course is gonna be so muddy. I'm not even gonna have fun. I'm supposed to play tomorrow as well, but it's also supposed to rain, which is good. I'll be going to Topgolf in a couple hours, Veer. You said, hey, that could be fun. I would have fun with that. Hang on 1 second here, looking. Why is Discord messing up? It won't let me search, man. What? Ugh. Man, sometimes like the Discord members list can be so weird. I'm telling you. Like annoyingly weird. NVIDIA bookmap for sure, Jason. What kind of song is this? This one's a different one than I'm used to here. ISM, when it is 50 and above it, means the economy is expanding, right? Let's see, with the services PMI, is that what you're talking about? They're coming out in 3 minutes. Yeah, anything over 50, I believe, is showing growth. Yeah. That's usually what these numbers are when they're referencing 50s. Yep. They're expecting it to come in fairly good. Tom, be nice. One man's weird is another man's kink. I mean normal. You got me messed up in the head now, Xbox. Switching over to Boeing. Coming back. Still watching 180. It might start to actually have a good break here. It tried a minute ago. Failed to break out, though. It failed. You got those weird people in Discord messed up in the head. Sometimes they are, you know, I don't know. There's a couple out there that sometimes I'm worried about. We're not gonna name any names, though. I traded conservative today, but if I had not stopped out of NVIDIA, would have been up hundreds. Damn, Jane. You know, having that mindset, and I noticed that people say that and then they'll say it every time. And Jane, like, you're one of them. You'll say that every single trade. You'll be like, oh man, if I could have just made more, you know, or something, or etc. Like, you know, you just get out of that. Get out of that mindset. I'm only up 100 due to the SPY. Yeah. Good trades though. Good job getting green. Closing the week green. Nice. That's good. Speaking of that, the SPY is continuing to run here. Another good green candle above 512, which just broke. Oh, shit. Oh, no. It reversed back. Sorry, guys. Oh, man. Talk about the fake out right there on the 512 break. Wow. ISM Services PMI came in at 49.4, showing contraction. Oof. Decreased to 49.4 in April from 51.04. Ooh. Lot of data this morning. Let's see if they refresh this. Hopefully they can. All-time low of 37.8 in November of 08. Shit. That would have been a bad. I'm kind of glad I wasn't trading in 2008. Although, with the knowledge I have now, if we were given that opportunity, it would be pretty cool. But imagine being like a brand new trader in 2008. You'd be like, that'd be the craziest time to learn. Was ready to sell my calls on SPY and all of a sudden it just plummeted. Yeah, I feel that, Francisco. Sometimes the market does that. It was right at resistance, and then that PMI came out that we were waiting for. Yep, here we go. Reflecting the first contraction in the services sector activity since December 2022. Yeah, it was a pretty big surprise. They were expecting 52, and it came in at contraction of 49.4. Pretty weird. SPY definitely turned over quick. Talk about ruining the uptrend, you know. Talk about that. That's great. That's just great, isn't it? I'm out for the day. I hate auto stops, but I did not want to close the week red. Good thing you did, Jane. Honestly, looking back at it, good thing you didn't get stuck into this downtrend now, at least. Let me go look at something real quick. Gotta check on something really fast. Told you XLE short, just kidding, Randy said. 1.88% green week on a 5K account. Not too bad. That's good, though. I made 10% off SPY calls, Outlaw said. Nice, SPY. Or nice, Outlaw. Good job on the SPY. Demir says, this is a good example of IV crush. No, not really. A good example of that would be like a stock the morning after earnings. Look at the IV like on Apple today. I bet that looks a lot different.
Like if I was an astronaut, I definitely wouldn't still be here.
That was a pretty good move overall today by the SPY. I mean, just because PMI came in bad, I don't think it's necessarily over yet. What are the SPY resistances? Let's see it. 70% on GS, Harsh said. Said, nice, Harsh. 70% on Goldman's pretty good. That's a good number there. 70%, damn. Not too bad. Carl said it'll still go up. Probably. Jane said, Tom, are you saying that even though I have tight stops and I get stopped out and it flies, I should not be upset because I stuck to my rules? Yeah, essentially, Jane. Essentially, that is what I'm saying. Like, there's no possible way that people are going to catch the whole move every time. There's no way. It doesn't happen. I mean, it does, but those same people then hold way too long and have huge losses and end up blowing their accounts. Like, it's always better to have the... Like, the thing is, Jane, is, like, you want to have a good enough risk to where, like, you can have some wiggle room. You know, like, you don't want to be losing 30% and then blowing up your account losing 30%. You know, but that's why entering the trade with the right amount is so crucial, so that you can have that wiggle room and maybe hold a little bit longer and etc, etc, etc with the right position sizes. That's a big part of it. That is one of the biggest parts of it right there. But you got to have a number on the risk side that you're going to have as your stop. I mean, you know, whether, like, let's say it's a $5,000 account, you should probably only risk like $200 a trade. So however you set that up, you need to have your stop in an area where you're only going to risk like $200. So I don't know if that means you're going to enter with $1,000 and have a 20% stop, or enter in with only 500 and have a 40% stop. You know, like you can really, depending on how much you enter, you can increase your stop percentage and do it that way. But it's not going to work out perfect every time. But if you just run it like 20 times, let's just say, there'll be those times where you get those good runners mixed in there without your stop hitting, for sure. That will happen. But whenever they're too emotional. People are too emotional with trading, and they'll look at one single trade, like they'll see today's trade, and then they'll want to change everything just because like they'll buy in. They maybe didn't catch the top, only made 1% instead of 10. Now they're upset, right? It's like no, as long as you stuck to your plan, that's fine. Let the plan play out over a longer term series of trades, and you will get those ones where you catch bigger runners. But you need to also scale out the correct way. You know, like you still have to trade the play correctly without getting emotional, without exiting too early. You need to be scaling out correctly. And correctly could be multiple ways. You know, you might do like, let's say you have 5 contracts. You might exit one at 10%, one at 20, one at 30, and then just hold the other ones and just move your stop up on the last 2 to break even or something. You know, there's multiple ways to do it. But if you sit there and you look at your trades, and because like I'm a big person, like I really do like analyzing the trades to see like what you did wrong, etc. And that's good. It's always good to learn and to keep growing. But it does get to a point where you're actually hurting yourself by over analyzing your trades and not understanding that the small winners are just so, it's really just there to keep you from like losing, you know, at the end of the day. Like you don't want to blow up your account, and that's really why you want to keep your risk in the right way and set up those trades correctly. But it's a big topic, Jane, you know. It's a big one. I want to see what you said here. I usually go in with a few K. My daily max is 100. The small winners helped me a lot this week. What's a good, consistent gain percentage per day to aim for? Katrev said. You know, I'm somebody like, you could give a set percentage and say like 30%, right? With like a 20% stop, because then, you know, your winners are more than your losers. But I don't really like giving exact percentages like that, Katrev, because I hate to say it, but like every single trade and every single situation is going to be different depending on what's happening in the moment with the price action. Like, did SPY, you know, like let's say you're trading calls on SPY and you're in and you're long here, and then SPY has this PMI data comes out and it starts tanking right away, you know? In that situation, you might notice that it's tanking, and like instead of waiting to take profits at 30%, you know, you might just need to understand like, hey, there's some thick red candles coming in, the trend might be changing at resistance, and then you cut out real quick. You know, like having the skill to like adapt like that mid-trade is a really good thing, but you have to be able to do it the right way. You can't get emotional and start adapting the trade. But like, for example, for me, it's all trend lines and support and resistance for the most part. Like, I'm not really looking to take profits at set percentages. I'm more of looking to take profits depending where the stock goes. So like, let's say we're looking at SPY right here and it's on support, right? Let's say we're buying calls right here on the arrow, okay? Right here. We're gonna keep a stop like somewhere down here under that support. Why is it there? Because that's a support, you know? So I'm gonna keep it tight with support. Now for targets, you know, like you might wanna eye up like 5, 10, 50, 5, 11, like the bigger areas where you've seen bounces. But at the end of the day, like that's not gonna really dictate where you're getting out, like on a set level. It's better to eye it up and watch it, in my opinion. But Mike really likes to do it where he gets out over time. So like he'll like time the trade. Like let's say it's like let's say you want to do an hour, right? Just throwing one out there. Let's just say it's an hour-long trade. You know, like if you're winning on it, you might sell like every 20 minutes until you've sold 4 contracts. You know, something like that, or etc. Do you trend of price action movement when you trade? Or do you use TOS to plot the strike price trend? What are you saying, strike price trend? I'm a little lost by that, Kevin. Do you trend of price action movement when you trade? I mean, I definitely use trends a lot, and I try to find the trends intraday. Sometimes there's opportunities with trend lines, sometimes there's not. It just depends on what the setup is, in my opinion. But whenever I'm looking at the market, I'm definitely using support and resistance. I do plot the options on Thinkorswim sometimes. FOMO will test you all the time. I felt it a few times, OG said. Yeah, exactly. And the thing that a lot of traders don't do is that they don't truly give themselves a good enough sample size of trades. Like, there could be a bad 2 weeks, and then you have a great month following it. You know, like, a lot of traders just don't give things the time that they need, or they're over leveraged, so then they lose too much, and then they can't come back from the bad 2 weeks, you know? That report just killed momentum. Yeah, it really did, Jason. It truly did. Momentum's gone now. It was looking pretty good there intraday. For a bit. Right now, I'm going to try and focus on smaller risks so that I can afford to lose during a losing streak. So I have not had these big gains I had last month. But I have not had these big losses. Exactly, Jane. Exactly. And Jane, just keep working on scaling out. You know, scaling out is one of the best things in my opinion. And that's one of the things that really allows me, and I think a lot of people, to hold the bigger gains for longer, is scaling out. It's hard to scale out because it's like, well, how do you do it right? You know, how can you correctly scale out? In my opinion, the best scenario to get into, and if you can get yourself into this type of scenario, I mean, you're going to be in the driver's seat. You should have no problem racking up larger wins if you do this. And the thing that I'm going to talk about is moving your stops, obviously, after you already take profits. So, like, let's say you're buying into, like, let's just do a hypothetical here on NVIDIA. Right here. All right. Let's say you're buying NVIDIA right here on the circle. You're getting calls right there. NVIDIA starts to fly up. What I really like to do is, like, let's say right here, the calls are at 25%. You know, I'm just making a number up. Let's say they're at 25% right there. What I'll like to do is I'll take profits here. Maybe half. Half on the take profits there. And then what I do is I'll hold the other contracts, let them go, and like literally just let them go. And I'll move my stop loss from, like, let's say it was at 20% in the negative before, I'll move it up to break even. So the minimum now I can make on this trade is 12.5%, right? Yeah, 12.5%. Because that's half of 25%. If the other half just ends up getting out at break even, I'll make 12% still. If not, this could go up to 50%, 60%, 70%. You know, it depends on the momentum that day on how long you will hold. Like, every day is different, like I said. That's where, like, getting in the driver's seat so that you can hold some contracts with, like, risk, with, like, no risk is really the way to go. And don't think about it like this. Don't say, well, hey, I won yesterday, so that means today I'm trading risk-free. No, that's not right. To me, only count it if it's in the same trade. You know, like if you're winning on that specific trade, that's what I would do. Do not say like, hey, I won $500 yesterday. That means I have 500 to play with today. No, that is not, don't do that. Start a new trade, get in the driver's seat again, and really getting in the driver's seat is the way to go. Jane said, I usually only trade one contract at a time. I want to get to where I'm buying 3 contracts so that I can have room to scale. I would really like that. It is just capital is low, but I'll get there. Well, you said you have a $5,000 account, right? I mean,
It's the same story everywhere.
there should be plenty of opportunities, I would think. Like, I'm just going to take the meta play yesterday. Like, the higher risk meta play yesterday was only 2.65. So, that's not too bad. Like, if you're keeping, like, a $200 loss, let's see, times 0.25. If you're doing 25% stop, that's $66. So, 200 divided by 66. Like, you could have traded 3 yesterday with meta if you're keeping your stop around $200. And a $200 stop would be a... Yeah, I have $200 is pretty close. Let's see, 5,000. Let's do times 0.03. Like, if you're doing a 3% risk, you're at a 150. So you're at like a 5% risk at 200. So it's not too bad. That's honestly really good risk management. Or something like that. $5K and I get options close to the money. Yeah, and Jane, I will say this, Jane, like, you don't necessarily have to be close to the money for day trades. Keep in mind that a lot of times when I see that set in Discord, everyone will always say, you know, you should be getting like in the money options or at the money options or etc. I actually kind of disagree. If you're scalping and you're doing quick day trades, I don't like getting in the money options or at the money. I like going a little bit out. You know, I'm not saying to go a lot. Some people go crazy. You know, it's stupidly crazy, right? But you can go a little bit. Like yesterday, how they had the 435 and the 430. You know, it's like the 431 was fine at the end of the day. Just realize there might be slightly larger swings, you know, and that'll be all worked into your strategy, hopefully. But you would, you know, you would simply have your stop in a way where, like, let's say you're doing 20% stops on the normal risk one. You might need to up it to like 30% on the higher risk or something. So then you need to maybe enter like a little differently, but not too bad. No problem, Jane. Yeah, if you mainly scalp, then yeah. Getting like around the money or just a little bit out is A-okay. What's going on, Jacob? Hope you're having a good morning, man. Ha, what was the report that just busted up the party? Yeah, it was the PMI, ISM Services PMI that came out. Showed some contraction there. Couldn't spit it out. Yeah, it definitely busted up the party, though, that's for sure. SPY was on a ripper till that happened. I'm glad that Jane started sharing her trading stories over the past couple weeks, because I have not liked this price action since that report. Yeah, that was a big rejection right there on Nvidia. 880, that was major. 888 even. When I zoom out on Nvidia, it was right around resistance too. Like, this is a pretty big level where there's been hits here. So it's not like it's super surprising or anything. But it does definitely worry me a bit. %60 on Google puts, Harsh said. Man, that's awesome, Harsh. Wow, what a drop on Google. That was a huge turnaround. Hang on, I gotta add someone into the Discord real quick. Let's see. Come on, I'm not in streamer mode, damn it. Oh my god, Discord. Why do you gotta do this to me? Make it stop. Just show their name, please. W's for Harsh, Jane said. Hell yeah, let's go. W's for Harsh all day there. That definitely deserves some dubs. Nice, Harsh. Love to hear that and see it. Let's go. Very, very nice. Google, wow. I bet Boeing's turning over too. Not too bad. Mainly just holding around 180. Haha, what's up, Demure? Tom, do you ever trade any analyzing the candlestick? I mean, I'm always analyzing the candlesticks. But I will say this, as far as like analyzing the candlesticks go, like I'm not looking for like bullish engulfings or like dojis or, you know, weird stuff like that. Really, I'm just looking for the momentum to shift. You know, and you can see in the candlesticks, like, where there's stronger momentum and where it's, like, more of choppy momentum, right? There's two different, in my opinion, like, ways the momentum can go. And I really like the candlesticks for that sense. Can we see candlesticks in Yahoo Finance? I think you can somehow, but that's probably something better for... I bet you could just Google that one. Candlestick chart on Yahoo or something. Demir said, is that a good example of an IV crush for Google? I don't have it on... I'd have to go look on Thinkorswim. Let me... What do you mean? Like, do you mean like intraday, man? Or like what are you talking about? Like there, I think there needs to usually be a pretty big event for like a true like IV crush to happen. Let me see if I can like pull it up. Let's see. Let's see if I can pop this out. Attach, drag it over. It better have my IV on there. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, so here I'll show you what I'm talking about here. You can see implied volatility. You'll need to plot it. You know, like you're not gonna know unless you plot it. So implied volatility. Let's see. Can you see that at the bottom? Yeah, you can. It's the bottom one here. The IV crush. Look at how it fell a lot from earnings, right? on earnings was a good example. Intraday today, there's not really a huge example of like an IV crush. But you can see on every earnings event how there's one. There was one right here on March 6th. I don't know what did that day. I don't know if there was like a FOMC thing or I can't tell you, but it was kind of like the low actually, but the IV did crush there too. And then the stock started ripping. But you can see where the IV crushes on the chart where it has these major dips. That's the IV crushing. But like there's not really going to be like, you know, like if you're sitting there looking for like IV crushes like all day long intraday, that's not really a viable thing to do, I guess, if that makes sense. It's good to have implied volatility plotted though. It was a good question though. Yeah, so you said it's just the Google chart dipping. Yeah, like that has no indication on the IV crushing at all though, Zamir. Like the chart dipping and the IV crushing are two totally different things. You could have the chart going up and the IV crushing, you know, like is what I'm getting at. You definitely could. And it's happened a lot with earnings actually. I would bet Apple, let's see. I would bet Apple looks like that. Yeah, like look at how much Apple popped off with earnings, but look at the IV crush there. Like that is a major drop on that IV. I wish I could show it to you better. Dumb thing at the bottom. Let me do this. There we go. And you would, naturally, as you began on this adventure, you would fulfill all your wishes. I'm becoming a pro at this. There we go. Really, you just... Oh my god. I did not want it to do that. Why would you auto go full screen like that? You stupid. I'm not a pro at it anymore, I lied. That's really dumb that it auto did that to me. But here you go. You see it dipping like crazy right there. The IV. But the stock's up overall. Like in an insane way, the stock went up. Look at it on an intraday. Look at the IV crush. That's pretty cool. And Demir, I bet your question is helping a lot of people out, by the way. So it's cool to look at. Let's see, CVNA pop. Yeah, W's all day, guys. That was pretty awesome. Good morning. I got very lucky with the Apple earnings and didn't get crushed by the IV too bad. Nice, Ashton. Yeah, if there's a good enough move, you can beat the crush. Depending which strikes you have, of course. CVNA popping. Let's see. It's trying. It still has those earnings highs to get it back above at like 122. That's going to be pretty important. My daughter's 5 months old today. Let's go. I took a good picture of her this morning on Snapchat. She was being a cutie. MSFT. Hey, this one's holding up well. It does have a double top, which sucks, but... Whose birthday is it? Happy birthday. Jacob said, what's going on with DraftKings? They had earnings, but they're just consolidating. Yeah, just falling off a little. Nothing too crazy, really. Just more normal movement, I'd say. Oh. Yeah, my bad, Jacob. She's 5 months old. My bad. I guess it's technically like a birthday. I don't know. That was my fault. Yeah, DraftKings did sell off a little bit. Which actually makes me happy because I'll be grabbing some shares if it does sell off significantly. As long as their company still looks good, around that time, which I'm sure it will. The growth that they're having and that DraftKings is expected, it's looking great for them the next couple of years. I'm loving them. Loving DraftKings. Palantir bouncing off support pretty well, holding up at $23. Let's go look at the SM bot today. It's been a little while. Uber calls are pretty much the only thing on there at the moment as the market chops. And I'll tell you what, Uber does not look too bad. As far as an intraday setup goes, this is one of my favorite ones. Looks pretty good. Let's go, Uber. Let's go. Woo. Pretty insane. That feeling sucks. I might have to end the week on a red note. Like ending the week red overall, or just today's red, Demir? Remember to stick with the plan. Whatever it is. I think that traders need to reward themselves more when they do something smart. Rather than only rewarding yourself like when you have a big win. Like you need to be like, you know what? I got stopped out today and I did well. I'm going to go get myself a Big Mac or something. Jane's going to be having her husband bring the Big Macs in from an hour away again. That had me laughing the other day, Jane. Gotta stay positive, continue getting better, yeah. Major world update, the stock market is going to break new record highs. Time to buy all stocks now. Who are you, collector? Bit Heroes Media, what? I want to see if they're real or not, I'm curious. I'm going to play one of the best songs ever. One of the best songs ever in the background here. It really is like the best one. Here we go. Had to do it. Hey, what's up, Meat Sack? $9.99. I love it. The first super on the stream. Hell yeah. I love it. Thank you, Meat Sack. I'll have to go buy some meat later. The Collector sounds like a character from Sting. When I make profit, I get scared. Ah, that's funny, Demure. That's probably a good thing to do. That's badass, Meat Sack. Thank you, my guy. Thank you, thank you. Oh, Star Trek. I see what you're saying now. Star Trek. I thought you were like Sting. I was like, I'm too young. I don't even know what the hell Sting is. How you guys liking this music though today? Classic. The Jellyfish Jam, they call it. It sucks. Jason.
How dare you!
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
That applied pretty good to this situation. DraftKings coming back up a little. Come on, DraftKings, let's go. Yeah, coming back to 43. Demure, you gotta remember, man, anybody over a certain age, and SpongeBob is just awful. Just straight up awful over a certain age. I guess I like it since I grew up with it, but...
When worlds collide.
Oh, God. We're definitely not going with that one. Whatever that was. There's a couple others out there. Nothing good enough, though. Nothing good enough. It's because they never know the jokes. Maybe. It was another SpongeBob one, yeah. I don't know that one, though, Ashton. I didn't know that one. QQQ consolidating slowly but surely coming back here. Go check on Boeing. One of the favorite stocks here in the short term. Yeah, it's alright. Nothing too crazy there. Really do appreciate you though, Meat Sack. Of Doom. That's one hell of a name. I might need to make my RuneScape character's name Meat Sack of Doom. If you guys play RuneScape out there, feel free to add me. Only on old school though. SpongeBob, we aren't cavemen. We have technology. That's one of my favorite ones. Beyond Meat, man, he said. Beyond Meat. Speaking of that, it's not too bad. I like that, Manny. That's funny. Yeah, Alex said OSRS, yep. All day OSRS. I don't play the new one. DeSantis, war on meat. Ooh. Come on, SM bot. Waiting for it to get volatile on there again. We got Amazon calls. Let me turn the music back down a little bit. All right. Sorry, I just sneezed. Wanted to make sure I muted it for you guys. Man, Amazon's starting to go. I see why it's on the SM bot here. Holy shit. It's looking good. It's a good run there. Running up to 188. Jacob says, bless you. Appreciate it. Glad you guys couldn't hear it. It sounds terrible. CGC calls printing. No way. CLP's either going up again today. Okay. Yeah, not too bad. Like 8.5%. That's really not that bad. Being real. Ron DeSantis bans lab-grown meat. That's pretty good. Lab-grown meat firm calls it an assault on liberty. Yeah. I mean, I'll be real with you guys. Like, I'm glad that he has it banned. I don't like the fake meat, so I'm glad that he's banning it. But, whenever I think about how should a free market work, you know, if somebody wants to buy that crap, let them buy it. You know, it's their problem. It's not my problem. I'm glad that he's banning it, though, because I don't want to get forced into eating it or something stupid. You know, now that eventually that's probably what's going to happen, unfortunately. It'll probably be like, we have to because cows create pollution or something. I guarantee you some bullshit. I don't know. I could see that, but on the other end of the spectrum, it's like, I don't really give a shit if they want to sell that. If those dumbasses want to buy it, that's fine with me, you know. My dad eats all plant-based food, so I don't really care. I mean, he's a vegan or a vegetarian. Fake meat garbo, Demir said. I feel you. Like, I'm not a fan of it, believe me. But I don't give a shit if somebody else wants it. As long as I don't get forced into it. Yeah, I'll stick with the steaks, yeah. Let's go look at Tilray and the CGC. You know what we can all agree on, though? Whether or not you like fake meat or anything, the fake MJ, I mean, you gotta love the real MJ, right? We can all agree that the MJ at least needs to be legal. Maybe DeSantimonious should, he should unban MJ in his state. You know that, DeSantis is actually trying to get marijuana removed from the Florida ballot. He does not want it to be legalized. That's probably all his big rhino donors, but still. He does not want it to be legalized. And the main argument for it is that, well, it's not legal on the federal level. Well, who cares? I mean, look at all the other states that do it and it's not legal on the federal level. What has happened? Nothing. Nothing's happened. So, I don't know. Just brings too much trouble time. Yeah, I don't know, Manny. It's legal here, and I'll tell you what, the trouble hasn't changed. I think it should be legal all day. Like, I don't mind if you don't think so, but Manny's a cop, guys, so I don't really care about his opinion here too much. Sorry to say it, Manny. I deal with it every day. Yeah, but you're in New York, Manny. Those people are nuts there anyways. Like, they legalized it by me and nothing got any worse. Like, literally nothing. It's all right though, guys. Like, I'm not gonna argue with Manny over it. Don't argue with him over it. He'll you know, you don't want to push the buttons too much. But I'll just say I disagree strongly and just leave it there. All right, let's go over to the city group. City group, pretty good support down around 61. I really like the 6220, 6230 resistance short term. It's been kind of trading in a little range here this morning, past couple days. Yeah, like, I you know what I mean? I just don't want the chat to turn into like a big like argument on it, you know, because everyone's got their opinion, and that's why they vote on it, you know, that's why they vote. But it should at least be allowed to be voted on, you know, in my opinion. At least let the people decide. You know, DeSantis shouldn't decide himself. It's because he knows it's going to win. You know, that's really what it is. It's supposed to be a free country. Yep. I guess the only yeah, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Some people are like, I've seen some people call for the legalization of like cocaine and stuff even. It's like, what the? They're like, well, we should be free. I'm like, well, I guess with that argument, I guess you're technically right. But they should at least have a vote. Palantir, going nuts. Let's go back to food. Who wants some Big Macs today? That is kind of the argument, though, CLPZ. You know, like, if people are saying, like, well, we should be free, well, then all of them should be legal then. But that's not my opinion. But that's, you know, just, if we're all gonna be free, that's how it should be. You know, but we all know there's got to be a line drawn in the sand somewhere, you know. I had Wingstop yesterday, Demir said. Nice. Wingstop is awesome. I need some. What is the ticker symbol for that? Wing? What if it was Wing? That would be pretty cool. Oh, it is. Let's go. It really was Wing. That's pretty sick. I didn't know that. I know they had earnings the other day, but I did not see their ticker anywhere. That's pretty cool. Don't forget about CMG, Chipotle, which has been on fire. Man, I might have to take a break from the Five Guys and the burgers and the Big Macs today and go get me some Wingstop. Oh, man. I always get the dry rub ones. Like Louisiana dry rub wings. Man, they're so good. I do like all of them there, though, pretty much. Never had Chipotle, Demir said. Smokes B-dubs every time. Oh, by far, Jacob. Yeah, I agree. Jacob got street tacos lined up. Those sound pretty good. People used it for music clips? No way. CM grilled up a nice steak for DraftKings earnings. Yeah, and then they fell today. Still nice steak, though. You're not you when you're hungry. I'm certain she was not herself in that clip. Yeah, probably not. Do you guys remember that one lady, what was her name? The lady that was, who was that lady that was on the airplane? And she's like, that guy is not real, or something. That was so funny when she did that. Now people say that there's like a double acting like her or something. I'm like, what? Demir said Airplane. I love that movie. That's not what I meant, but yeah. Airplane is... My dad always tells me quotes from Airplane. He actually just told me a quote from it like yesterday. The one where the kid is talking to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and telling him like, he's like, my dad says you don't try in the playoffs and, and all this stuff. He always tells me that. Yeah, people say she got replaced, Xbox, yeah. Yeah. I want to say her name's like Olivia Rodrigo, but I know that that's a singer. What is that lady's name? I'm gonna search up the plane lady. I bet she comes up. No? Really? Lady that saw someone on a plane. Yeah, here we go. Come on, say her name. Tiffany Gomez or Tiffany Gomes. Gomez. It's spelled G-O-M-A-S, but... Whoa. Apparently she's making risque photos now. Oh boy. Please Qualcomm support. Let's see, QCOM. Yeah, Manny, that's her. Yep, that's her, that's her. Yeah, that's what she was in, CM. I just saw a picture of that. I can't lie. Not too bad, CM. Not too bad. Go switch over to Tilray here, looking at 2.15. Let's see, go see CGC. Dax says DAL to the downside. Let's see, DAL. She might make one, I don't know. DAL, definitely selling off. Let's go check AAL. Check in on it. Have you ever watched Arrested Development? No, I have not. I think somebody told me to watch it before, though. Somebody in the discussion chat goes, she's kind of cute. I like crazy. That's funny. I don't know, man. She might be a little more than kind of cute. Tom only watches cooking shows. Yeah, that's funny. I do only watch cooking. I was watching Beat Bobby Flay last night. Sean goes crazy, costs a lot. You ever seen Sing 1 or Sing 2? No, I have not. She's only 5 months old, so she doesn't really process things too good like that, but... Well, you know what I mean. If it's like a show or a movie or something, she don't really know. She likes watching Dancing Fruit. There's this character called Literal Doctor, and the name speaks for itself, yeah. Literal Doctor, I like it. That sounds like a good rap name. The Literal Doctor. It sounds like a troll name, but kind of catchy though. Thoughts on Uber? You know, Uber was on fire earlier today. It's pushing higher, just it's slow. It's slow and steady and choppy. It's not getting those huge runs though like that. There's this character. Oh, I already read that one. Arrested Development. All right, SM Bot, what do you got for us here? Probably gonna call the stream semi-soon. I'm hating this price action now, midday. We went from having such a good-looking morning, and then to like the most boringest afternoon now. It's like, what? Gets attacked by a dolphin and lost his hand? Oh, man. Oh, no. That's scary, Demir. That's scary, man. We got PayPal puts. Ooh, I don't like seeing that on the SM Bot. How's Zoom looking? Probably pulling back too. Hey, at least it went flat down here around 62. Not too bad. Still got plenty of time on Zoom, guys. So if you're into that, don't be too bad. Qualcomm support for sure. QCOM. Pull it up. Qualcomm. Whoa. It actually is a pretty good one here, short term. Right around 178. It's a pretty big area of support. Under that, I really like 176. And then 174. Looking pretty good, but yeah, good movement with Qualcomm. I like it. I like it. Definitely not too bad. Yeah, he'll be all right. You know what I think's kind of funny, guys? I'll end you guys with a little Friday funny here for you. Do like a little stand-up or something. You know what is kind of funny, though, is whenever I'm watching the TV, and there's always these stupid shows, or stupid commercials, sorry, about, you know, drugs. It'll be like, some new Pfizer drug came out, Ozempic. Like, you know, it'll say Ozempic or something, like, what is up with these drugs and what are those called? The drugs and all those side effects. Like, what is up with the side effects, guys? Like, it'll be like, warning. If you experience bleeding out of the eyes, limbs falling off, heart attacks, death, stroke, contact us immediately. It's like, what the? You know, they're like, watch out for possible side effects, stroke, death. Like, I'm like, what's going on? Like, bleeding out of the eyes. I'm like, what the hell kind of side effects are these drugs producing here? What the? It's like every single one, though, has like a big list of like, I'm like, who's the poor soul that took this drug during testing and bled out of their eyes? You know, it's like, ew. It's so funny. Yeah, the side effects are worse than the problems. For real, man. CM said, I've heard the USA is the only country like that. It's true, CM. We are. I actually watched like a documentary about that. We are like one of the only countries that allows the pharma companies to advertise in such a way. It's okay to like advertise, but like it shouldn't be like, you know, it'll show somebody with like splotchy skin and then they'll just go out into public and everything will be fine, you know. It's like, but that's how we're gonna end the stream today. Jerry Seinfeld be like, what's the deal with these drug commercials? Yeah, yeah, exactly, Demir. All right, guys. Well, we're going to end the stream there. I appreciate you joining up this morning. It was a fun week. We had a lot of big events going on. Oh, yeah. You know what? We're going to look at the earnings for next week really fast. Why not? If they should be out by now. Whoa, look. Tiffany Gomes came out. She goes, no, I don't sell feet pics. Oh, that's too bad. Undercover Fed. No, I don't sell feet pics. What? She's kind of funny. All right. Let's go to earnings whispers. I think that Twitter knew that I was talking about her. Obviously, they must have known. Hell yeah, get those earnings posted up there. Let's go. Gonna be a pretty big week next week. I'm seeing Palantir, Disney, Lucid, Rivian, Rocket Lab, Microchip. I've never even heard of that one. Sounds cool though. Rivian, Upstart, Lyft, Oxy, Twilio, Toast, ARM. Whoa, that's gonna be a big one. Affirm, Beyond Meat. Uh-oh. Not the fake meat. Watch out. SNDL, the weed stock. Warner Bros. Plug. Marathon. Unity. Quite a bit here. Blink. Let's go. Let's go. That's going to be a good one later. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. They posted that up before open today. Dang. Earnings Whispers was on top of it today, huh? Let's go. All right, guys. Have a great rest of the day. Hope you guys enjoy the earnings next week. Economic calendar. Not too busy, not too busy. Just Michigan consumer sentiment. That's pretty much it. As far as the larger stuff that's going on, but hope everybody out there has a great weekend. Have a good one, guys. I'll talk to you later. Datadog's a good one. Nice. Yeah, come in Discord. Talk about some of the earnings, guys. We still have a few hours till close, so make it a fun rest of the day. Hope to see you guys in there. See you later.